Well, I was inspired to do this video because I was listening to Alex Jones. And one of his reporters were on campus, and they were mocking Alex Jones because he believes in lizard people. Well, I've been listening to Alex Jones for a long time. I've never heard him talk about lizard people, but I have heard of David Icke talk about lizard people. So today, I want to tell you, my personal opinion, the first people within this truth movement are nothing but CIA agents. That's just my personal opinion. You believe what you want to believe. The people that have been chipped, voice-to-skull technology, the people that they plan on taking our guns away and our freedoms and throwing us in prison and accusing us of crimes we didn't commit, and we're the real elect. No question about that. So there's fake elects, and then there's real elects. The fake elects get David Icke and Alex Jones attention. We don't. We get no attention. We've been pushed way back to the back of the pack. So I'm going to tell you what allegorically lizard people is. When you study the brain, I'm not a very good drawer. There is this reptilian mentality right here. So it's called fight and flight mentality, which is what typically, left-brainer Democrats have. It's fight and flight. So they're part of the hive is what it is. They all think the same. They're like a stormtrooper. So for example, when Alex Jones's reporter goes and talks to a guy at a college and he says, well, I don't like Alex Jones. How come you don't like him? Well, he talks about lizard people. Where did he get his information from? Well, he didn't do any type of analysis or research. He just heard somebody say that Alex Jones likes lizard people. They laughed about it. And that stuck in his hive mind, the lizard mind, the fight and flight mentality. So he doesn't have the facts, just like people that believe in 9/11. You don't have the facts, so you believe the official story. Or you believe just what you hear. This is one of the problems that I had with society when I was out and about, is I used to think to myself, what is wrong with these people? Somebody tells them something and they just believe it. I was always different. I would go, well, for example, if somebody walked up to me and said, that guy that you were hanging out with, he's a pedophile, or he's this. And so I would walk up to the guy and I'd say, hey man, I kind of like you, we got along really good. He said, but I would say, people are telling me you're a pedophile. Can you explain that? That's just my personality, And if he had a good explanation that made sense to me, then I believed his story. I would believe what I knew was the truth. That's it. I can tell when people are lying to me. I have that sixth sense. So you have the hive mind saying that this guy is a pedophile, and then the guy says, I'm not a pedophile. That's just, it's just not true. Show me the facts. There's no proof that I'm whatever. So I'm just using this as an example. And this is what I call the reptile brain, okay? Everybody's doing the same thing, Herd of dinosaurs in the field, and they're all, trying to reach up to the trees, and brontosauruses, and they're trying to eat the grass. And it's a herd mentality. It's a herd of reptilians, They cannot critically think. They don't have that spiritual right brain mentality. They just, So when David Icke was talking about reptiles, you see, one of the jobs of these CIA agents is to separate the goats from the sheep, or the reptiles from the critical thinkers. That's what their job is. So they come up with reptiles, reptilian DNA, and people just bought into this stuff, which one of the things that he's actually talking about when he's talking, here's another thing that he's talking about. So you've got the reptile brain, and then you have the ancient bloodline, which would be called reptilian, because mainstream media believes that, somehow we descended from a dinosaur, which I don't believe. I mean, that's, you believe what you want to believe, but I don't. This is what I believe. I believe that Adam and Eve was the smartest people on earth. Okay, and Eve bit the apple. She bit from the knowledge of tree of good and evil, which is the same symbol that's on your cell phone, and which is knowledge that we're not supposed to do. We're not supposed to mess with microwave radiation and radio waves. We're supposed to not disrupt the Schumann cavity resonance of the earth. We're supposed to live in harmony with the natural frequencies of the sun, the moon, the earth, and all the natural vibrations. We're not supposed to put up a bunch of cell towers and pump up microwave radiation. That is biting from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. When that happens, Eve, which is the same as saying 11, okay, Eve is blamed for the destruction of mankind, the female mentality. And, you believe what you want to believe, but remember, Jesus in Gematria is 74, 74 is 11, 9, 10, which is Isis, and 11. So that's what it means. 9, the network, and 11, that adds up to 20, the cross. And 20 is associated with vision. You know the energies of the north, east, west, and south. You're familiar with all, if your brain was north, east, west, south, all functionality is working. A Jew, J, which is the number 10 network, the east and the west. The scales of Libra are balanced. Let's use one other thing, for example. Let's say a person has, they go to God and they say, oh, I got a nicotine problem. Well, you're battling your own demons. But what are you doing for humanity? If you're too busy with your alcoholic problem and your drug addiction and your, nicotine problem, which is something I've never had a problem with. I've never had addictions like that, ever. I don't even take vitamins, so much less, because they're all synthetic. So, I've never had a problem with drug addictions. I don't even like alcohol. It tastes like shit to me. I'm not even a wine drinker, tell you the truth. It also tastes like shit to me. I like, God's food. That's what I like. It's there's nothing better than a fresh peach without Monsanto poison in it, to me. That is what I call delicious, So the goat, which is the hive mind, and then the sheep, which is the she. The she. Okay. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So the she trinity, 21. That's what it means, sheep. So who's going to heaven? Well, the female, the she, and the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. So, and of course the she is the right hand of God. It's the right brain. It's just like saying Republican. But let me tell you something. We live in a world that the Republican is not the right. They're not the right. And the Democrat is definitely the left, no question about that. But the Republican will pretend like they're the right, but then when it comes to gun laws, they're going to say, okay, disarm targeted individuals. The people that need the guns the most, the ones that have been chipped and guinea pigged and targeted and gang stalked and covertly harassed, fake FISA documents. We're going to disarm these people so that we can infiltrate them as we've separated them from society, go in and kill them without a fight. And in the way that we're going to kill them is to where we're going to say that they killed themselves, they were crazy. Or if we can't kill them, we'll throw them in a mental ward, right? So that's what the Republicans are doing right now. So instead of saying, here's these FISA documents, right? And here's proof that the FBI was running guinea pig mind control tests on citizens and treating them like terrorists, which they were not. The terrorist agenda was so that they can launch the mind control programs on thousands of people. And now they're disarming those people so that they can go in and infiltrate and kill those people. And they've killed a lot of them already. So, I mean, Prince was one of them, matter of fact. He was talking about the chemtrails. Well, let's don't use that word, solar radiation management, or stratospheric aerosol injection, which is nothing but poisoning people by air. It's all, and blocking out the luminaries, the voice of the spheres, to where the microwave radiation takes over. So God is blocked out. And I told a person this today, and what, are you telling me that Satan can separate us from God? Yeah, that's what hell means. That's why the phone says hello. And I'm like, he started laughing. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? These people are just, you can't wake them up. No matter what you tell them, you can't wake them up. And we're at the point to where the goats are going to try to crucify the sheep. That's simple as that. And you can see Donald Trump is moving forward with this agenda. It fits perfect. So they stage this shooting, and they don't give the full evidence. They don't let the real testimonies come out that there were multiple shooters. The son, Hogg, is a FBI agent son, and his mother works for CNN, Sin. And then they never tell you that, when the FISA warrants came out, the documents, I knew that they would be a false flag. And it would be directed towards the people that are on these FISA memos. So instead of Donald Trump saying, hey, let's sue these corporations and let's free these people from this crucifixion, government treating human beings like guinea pigs. No. He doesn't do that. He disarms us, and he says that we're crazy. That's his agenda, and that's exactly what's happening. So talk about a lizard brain. Only a lizard. You see, a lizard brain is a betrayer also. So Donald Trump has just betrayed the people that actually put him in office. So just like Hitler, that's what Hitler did. He betrayed everybody that supported him, and he was the ravenous wolf in sheep's clothing. And who was Hitler after? The Jews and the Christians and the conservatives. Who's Donald Trump after? The people that were chipped and V2K'd are conservatives. We were selected. And we're what they call ISIS brains. We're female, nurturing. We don't predator upon children. We nurture children. Okay, we're trying to save the children like the female does. Nurture these children back to their free state of mind instead of their enslaved state of mind. And we were the test for artificial intelligence. So if Donald Trump doesn't do anything about us and what happened to us, then he is on board with chipping children and the elite controlling our minds instead of by TV and radio and billboards and newspapers. They will control our minds through electromagnetic chips that connect to the neurological system, and also use frequency technology by mapping people's brains, the brain mapping initiative that Obama did. Donald Trump's not exposing that. He's not. He's not putting them in jail. That's why Obama did a painting in the Garden of Eden with two right hands. Who's got two right? Satan's got two right hands, but I'll tell you that right now. What he's telling you is, I'm Obama, the ram, the right ascension meridian. Matter of fact, Obama in Gematria means ram, 32, okay? Right ascension meridian. So I control Donald Trump. That's exactly what that painting means. I'm in the Garden of Eden. Remember, Jesus was in the garden when he was captured by the Roman soldiers. So I'm in the garden. I'm capturing the Jesuses because I control Trump. That's exactly what he said with that painting. You guys didn't get it, but I'm telling you, that's exactly what it meant. So once again, lizard people, reptilian brain, and the ancient bloodlines which are the true Christians.